right, Mar, let's get started.
All right, welcome everybody. It's good to see you again. Early here, late there. We appreciate you all being here today. We chose this subject about angels, guides, gods, everything that is outside of us, to bring you back to the truth that you are everything that is. And we are going to talk about that in depth today, because it is easy to fall into a pattern of always looking outside of ourselves for solutions to solve our problems, to blame, or to ask for help, where everything actually resides here. And when you begin to turn within and acknowledge that you are all that is, you will learn that the responsibility of everything that is happening in your life resides right here, and you have total control. So I will turn this over to Chris, and we will begin.
So, well, welcome everybody. We titled the topic, Masters, Guides, Angels, Gods, and the Universe. Because, as our fundamental teaching is that the greatest force of healing creation on earth is self-love. And it is love for self as all. And it is that last part of that expression, love for self as all, that is very relevant to what we're going to talk about today and to all of our lives, because fundamentally the experience we have as souls when we come into our physical is an experience of separation from that truth that we are all. And as a result of that, we have in the separation built homage to many sources that we attribute power to. They can be individuals who appear to have knowledge in some way, it's just different, but that we attribute it as greater than ourselves. They can be religious icons. They can be this notion of something greater than us that exists, that many people call God because of their religious beliefs. What I'm going to share and what we're going to share today is the understanding of what the experiences are that we have relative to things that we've attributed to have greater knowledge, greater energy, greater something than we do. Because we have experiences and people have experiences, they are mystical. They are not unlike mine, where suddenly, right before the age of 40, at the prompting of a question from Marilyn, I began to hear voices, just like someone was talking in my head, and I wrote down everything that was said. And it was about 3 months while I took messages before I heard and before I understood that all of those messengers were me. And then I began to understand, what does that mean? Where does that come from? Because it feels different. It is that mystical nature of the energy that we are. And it's wonderful and it's glorious. And the basis of sharing this today is to encourage everybody in understanding that it is you, to allow yourself the incredible experience of being open to all that you are. And so what I came to understand is that the visual I can give you of the energy that you are, that gives you these different experiences of yourself, is that of a whirlpool or a funnel. So if you think of a funnel, at its base, it's narrow, and then it expands out. And what I understood about these mystical experiences of the energy that we are is what they are is different momentary experiences of you in that energetic funnel that you are. So when we have people talk to us about angels, for instance, and we have experiences of what seems like an angel came by and helped me, that is an experience of you vibrating at a faster speed than the one you are vibrating in the physical as you walk through your daily life. The important part of this is that it's not outside of you. It is you. It's the gloriousness of you. And you're just in that moment accessing that experience of your energy that is always there. And so it's the same thing when we have people who talk about channeling and they're channeling Archangel somebody. They are connecting to the energy of all that they are, and they're naming it Archangel somebody because that's how that energy is presenting to them. But it is them. So the sharing here today is that there are so many times when I'm with people, around people, that they will say, I'm putting this out to the universe. Once again, as if the universe is outside of them. It is that thought process of separation, that it is something outside of them, that weakens them, because that says to their heart, is a way of loving themselves, that something else is more powerful than me. Something else will take care of this for me. Rather than, I put this out to all that I am. I trust all that I am will be there, will support me, will take care of me, will help me, will strengthen me. It is a different experience of how you choose to love yourself. When you turn outside with the thought that it is greater, as opposed to the thought that it is just another moment of this glorious experience of all that you are. So know that this sharing is not to say that if it gives you joy to be part of a religious tradition, a religious community, or a non-religious community of some type, that is a choice of love for yourself. Understand the choice and be at peace with it because it brings you joy. It makes you feel safe in the world. Follow that path if that is what gives you joy. What I'm sharing here is the fundamental way this experience of all works and what it means and how it integrates with who you are. So I'll turn it back to you now, Mar.
I want to acknowledge here that we have people of different faiths and different histories sitting, listening to us today. And we honor all belief systems in all moments. In some faiths, people believe in gods and have temples set up in their homes to pray to these beings. And that is as honorable as anything else. I was raised in a home of Hebrew descent where I had one parent who believed in God and one parent who did not. And it created a lot of questioning for me growing up. But it doesn't matter what our history is. And it is honorable to carry forth and bring forward all belief systems if it brings you peace, if it brings you joy. However, when you are facing a situation in your life and you need help, why do you think a statue or a vision or even the abstract can assist you as an individual versus what you can do for yourself? We are here in the physical having an experience of physicality while we are fully a total spiritual energy. And there's where the separation is in our belief systems. We feel very grounded. We live a day-to-day existence. We feel that we are not worthy. We feel that we are mundane. We are always looking for something greater when there is nothing greater. When you join us on Sunday mornings, we are honored, but we are no more knowledgeable and no more greater than each and every single one of you and everyone else you know and everyone else we know. We are all learning and growing and exploring and questioning, and we come to one another to find answers because each one of you is me and I am each one of you. It's a tough concept. It comes and goes, even in my own experience, when I see somebody doing something that I consider wrong, I forget that that is still me learning from that person, offering me an opportunity to make changes, to grow, to ask questions, to just become a better human. And that is the goal we have here. This is this moment's experience here in the physical. How good a being can you be while all that you are is having this grand experience? And when you feel the energy in prayer, in meditation, whatever it is all that you are coming into a different vibratory level of opportunity to then ask for guidance, ask a question, and know that you have the answer in that moment from within, as it is all that you are, all beyond. I remember when I started working with Chris, and of course, The Simple Truth About God was just being written at the time. And that book represents the fact that there is no God outside. And I lived my whole life believing in God outside. And I used to do a lot of spiritual work. I was in my 40s at the time. And before I would connect to any other person in order to assist them, to work with them, to help them heal, I would go into a quiet place and I would beseech God, my higher power, archangels, to flow through me so that I would have guidance. It was a hard hole. It was a deep hole of emptiness when she said, that doesn't exist. And I knew she was right. And it took a long time for me to find peace with that, because it was so easy to yell at God, to pray to God, to ask for help. But then I realized I had no one but myself. And at first I felt bereft, I felt abandoned, I felt all these emotions. But over time, and even today, before I come and I sit before you in front of my little computer here, all I ask for is from my heart through my mouth. It's not coming from out here, it's coming from within here. And it is a pattern that I have created, and it is a wonderful one for you to follow if you choose. Every time you're going to come across a person or a situation that is challenging, simply think from my heart through my mouth. And what it does is it guides you to speak with words of love, words of peace, words of joy, as opposed to words of rage or anger or disappointment or everything else. It doesn't mean you won't have those feelings. Those feelings are valid, but you will not say anything you will regret, because you're speaking from your heart through your mouth. The head does not exist. This is where we think and we analyze and we over structure ourselves. But the simplicity of knowing that every answer is here will always guide you to the best solution. Does anyone have a question? I find that this is a challenging subject in the sense that we have been, for centuries, moved through time with belief systems that are outside. We give our power away. We give our power away. But the day you step into your own power and really feel it and know it, it will change you, and you will lose it and you will regain it, and you will lose it and you will regain it, because we have patterns of behavior that we have to really focus on in order to change and experience the glory of this, who we are in each moment, who you are. It's a fascinating thing to look upon the face of another being and choose to see the God that they are. The truth is, God, the same God that you are. God, love. The word really is love. You are love. And when you choose to embrace that love, everything you do is an act of love. There is nothing outside except the vibration of your experience in multi-dimensions. I have a grandson, his name is Charlie, and he discovered Googleplex or something. It's a number that I never heard of. And he started to ask questions, he's 5, about multiverses, multi-universes, imagine this. And he suddenly said, there is a Google Plus of Charlie's in all the multiverses. And he was laughing, saying, here I'm eating chicken nuggets, but there I might be eating mac and cheese. You know, it's the concept that when you start really young, who knows where that thought will take him. But that's the truth. We are having the experience over and over and over again in different ways across all time.
I think there's a chat there about God's.
I'm going to open it now. Okay, so someone asks, when we say everything is you, we are God's image. Chris, I will leave that to you.
You know, in building our homage, as I called it, to religious icons we believe are greater than we are, we have adopted ways to explain our connection to them. And one of them is we're all made in God's image. Or we're a drop in the ocean, and all of us, as all the droplets, make up somehow a connection to a greater energy, a greater force, maybe termed God. But all of those ways, even that we are made in God's image, suggests that there's something stronger, something better than we are. And that is a choice of separation. It is not the understanding that you are God. Because the understanding that you are God is that as you are, absolutely as you are, in every moment, the moments of sadness, the moments of pain, the moments of love, the moments of joy, the moments of rage, the moments of jealousy, every moment, you are perfect as you are. And self-love is the acceptance of that truth. And in that acceptance, you will experience peace, you will experience safety, you will experience love, and in life, in the physical, you will experience joy. So what Marilyn talked about earlier, about this moment that she had in our early work together, where she had turned to God outside. It was not easy what she's talking about. It is a reckoning with your own choices that you need to make for yourself. And like I'm saying, choose what feels joyful for you, peaceful for you. But the underlying truth is that as you are perfect. As you are perfect. And that acceptance will bring you peace. And that is what I find most individuals that I encounter seek. They seek peace. They seek peace. So that's how I would answer that.
I always found that an interesting question. So I have another question here. If we are love, we are God, then we don't need to pray.
This is also very, very powerful. Go ahead, Mary.
Well, what I was going to say is prayer is when you go outside of yourself to ask for answers, and meditation is when you turn within to ask for answers. So I advise you that if you are a person who finds peace in prayer, do it in a form of meditation. Let your heart bring you the answer. Start your request by asking your heart instead of saying, as I used to do, dear God, say, dear heart. And prayer and meditation are so close together. Sure, you can pray, but turn it within. And it's through your words and through your thoughts that it will manifest, the answer will come to you. And remember, you are everybody all the time. So your answer could come from a stranger on the street, or from your spouse, or from your child, or from any place. That is still you. That is still you, but it will not come from an abstract space. When you hear the answer, accept it, know it, embrace it, and the answers will actually increase with each question, because you are telling your heart, I am listening. And there's nothing more powerful than your heart wanting to know that. I am listening, so keep talking to me, keep teaching me, keep helping me, and assist me in being all that I am here to be in this lifetime. That is how I answer that. Also, the God, we are in God's image. I always found that a fascinating thought. It was never a belief of mine, even believing in God, because, well, what does that mean? Is God black or brown or white or yellow or blonde or blue-eyed or brown-eyed? Or what does that mean, that we are God's image? Actually, first time I'm saying this out loud, God is our image, because it is here. It is a reflection of us. It is all that we are. Imagine that. A little challenge there. Any other questions? Chris, you have anything more to say?
No, I'm good.
Do anyone want to raise their hand rather than type in a chat, or we'll just start the meditation? All right. All right, so I'm going to ask you now to make yourselves really comfortable, have a sip of water or whatever it is that you're drinking. And before we start the meditation, we have a lot of viewers on YouTube. And I just want to say that if you would like to join this group live, send me an email. And my email address is Marilyn, MARILYN, INN @MSN.com. And we will add you to our email list announcing these events. And you're welcome to come and bring friends and ask questions And we would love to see more faces join us. So thank you. All right, we're going to have an experience today where we will bring all that you are to answer your questions. And it is a meditation that we've done before, but perhaps it will be more meaningful now. And just make choices to allow it to be, because it is so important to know that you know everything. And I'm going to prove it to you right now. So please close your eyes, inhale deeply, hold it for as long as you can, and let it out long and slow. And again, as soon as you're ready, inhale deeply, hold it, and let it out long and slow, releasing all thoughts. And just feel yourself empty. And we will do it once more. Inhale and hold that breath, the breath of life, and then release it. And imagine that you are in the most beautiful place upon the earth that feeds you. Find your space. Perhaps you are on top of a mountain with great vistas around you. Perhaps you are deep in a forest and you can hear the birds. Perhaps you're sitting by a waterfall and feel the power of the water as it rushes down and past. Perhaps you are in a garden filled with flowers and you can smell the sweetness and see the colors. Perhaps you're lying on a beach, the sand so soft beneath you, the salty air. The earth is filled with spaces where we find refuge and peace. Find yours and visit this place in meditation. You will always feel connected to the earth and to all that you are throughout all time and space. And as you are here in this beautiful place, I want you to imagine the feeling of the physical body, the weight of who you are. Feel how heavy your arms and your legs are. Feel the physicality. Be aware of your sense of touch, your ability to smell, and the sights that lie before you that your eyes can see. Be aware of the breeze upon your skin, and be thankful that you are having and have chosen this experience in this lifetime, in this moment. And let yourself let go. Choose to let go. And as you let go, feel the vibration of all that you are envelop you. Feel the energy surround you. Perhaps you will feel a tingling sensation. Perhaps you will simply feel the peace. Perhaps you will see color. For each of us, it is a different experience, each valid and perfect. And as you have this experience, feel yourself begin to grow out and in. Feel that as you grow wider and taller with energy, you feel the energy expanding within. You can sense all that you are within, the flow of your blood, the breath coming into your lungs, and at the same time, the magnificence of your greatness expanding and expanding. And as I work with you now to raise your vibration, feel it, choose it, feel the energies rise within and without. Feel the magnificence of the greatness of all that you are from without and within. Feel your heart expand and feel your energetic being expand. We are all, feel the largeness of this. And as you sit in this magnificent space upon the earth that you have created, imagine that your energy fills the space as far as your eyes can see, and your heart grows along with it. Feel that there is nothing but all that you are here. You are the birds and the trees. You are the clouds in the sky. You are the water that runs past. You are every grain of sand in the beach. And you are the perfection of every flower that grows towards the sun. Feel this energy. And in this magnificent state of being, I invite you to ask a question of your heart. A simple question of your heart. Something you have been seeking to bring you peace or to bring you guidance. And allow all that you are to manifest an answer. Perhaps a vision will come before you. Perhaps you will hear. Perhaps it is simply a sense of knowing. Allow yourself to know, to hear, to feel the truth of your heart and all that you are to speak to you. I will be in silence for a moment. It is so important to acknowledge that if you receive an answer you do not wish to receive, that you simply accept it in its perfection. Allow the answer to be truth. If you hear an answer that is not what you wanted, let it be, for there is a moment of great growth that comes from this truth. Allow it to be. And while you are here in this space of awe, in your hugeness and in the openness of your heart, hold forth another question. For those of you who have a true belief in what is outside of you, in the statues, please bring them into your heart, for they too are a part of you. Allow it to be. Bring your statues and your beliefs and your visions of angels and beings of light and even God into your heart and allow your vibration to grow. And as you merge with all of this, accept it as you. Accept it as you. Many of you pray to statues, and we honor that choice. But as you bring the statues within, you pray to yourself. Meditate and listen to the answers. Know who you are in all moments. Allow and watch your world expand. I invite each of you, as you go into a state of meditation or prayer, however you call it, to find your space connected to earth and connected to all that you are through your breathing, through your belief, and through the opening of your heart before your meditation or prayers begin. And in that moment, as you become one with all that you are, you will always know what you need to know. There are no accidents. There are no mistakes. There is only the perfection of being and the love. I invite you now to return. But this time as you return, you will return to your home, but you will bring with you all that you are. And for those of you going to bed, you will have a glorious night and you will awaken refreshed. And for those of us starting our day, it will be a glorious day. For we bring with us the magnificence of all, the acceptance of God in as us, as me, as you, all that we are. So revisit this place often, daily if you can, and allow yourself the experience of the expansion and ask your questions, for we are always seeking, but accept the answers as they present and know that you will hear them in the perfect moment. And I invite you to remember that you are back in your home. And as you return to me, I want to answer one more question that has come through. When a child asks a question, and in this case, a child asks, why am I being told to pray to these statues? Why must I be respectful of these statues? That is your heart asking you that question. And your answer can be, because it is what I've known and loved my whole life, and it brings me peace and joy. And that is a good answer. But to enforce it in the heart of a child who has the opportunity to expand into all that he is here to experience, it becomes his choice. In this moment of questioning, he is your teacher. Learn from that and guide him with an open heart as you are most comfortable in guiding him. There is no wrong answer. I thank you all. It is glorious to connect. Thank you for joining us. Chris and I are fully honored.